Welcome to the Fusion Flow podcast, where transformation meets breath, healing, and empowerment. I'm your host, Erica Carter-Folk, transformational coach, breathwork facilitator, and your guide on this journey back to wholeness. Today, we're getting real about something almost everyone faces at some point, betrayal, and how to reclaim your power on the other side. Because let's be honest, betrayal doesn't just bruise your ego, it messes with your nervous system, your sense of self, and your ability to trust anything or anyone again. Whether you're in your 40s, 50s, or at any crossroads in life, know that this space is for you. If you've spent years putting others first, or you're just waking up to your own needs, welcome home. So settle in, because this episode might just be the permission slip your heart's been waiting for. Grab your tea, your tissues, or maybe your rage playlist. We're holding all of it here. Hey Fusion family! If you've ever been betrayed by a partner, a friend, family, or even your own choices, you know how deep that pain can cut. Betrayal can shake your sense of safety, your trust in others, and sometimes your trust in yourself. It can feel like the ground just dropped out from under you, like you're free falling through emotions you didn't ask for. But let me say this loud and clear. You are not broken. You are not powerless. You may feel cracked wide open, but baby, that's where the light gets in. Today, we're talking about how to pick up those pieces, rebuild trust, and step back into your confidence, stronger, wiser, and with your crown straightened and shiny. So whether you're still in the thick of it or you're on the other side looking for closure, this episode is for you. Grab a journal, your favorite drink, or whatever helps you feel safe and supported. Take a deep breath and let's dive in, because healing isn't just possible, it's your birthright. Let's zoom in for a second on what's actually happening beneath the surface when you're betrayed. Betrayal isn't just emotional, it's deeply physical and neurological. When trust is shattered, your brain and body register it as a threat, triggering your fight, flight, or freeze response. Cortisol and adrenaline surge, your heart races, your breath gets shallow, and your body literally braces for impact. This isn't just in your head. Studies show that social and emotional pain, like heartbreak or betrayal, activate the same brain regions as physical pain. That's why it can ache in your chest, make you nauseous, or leave you feeling numb. Your nervous system is trying to protect you, scanning for danger, and sometimes gets stuck on high alert long after the actual betrayal. If you've noticed yourself feeling exhausted, jumpy, hypervigilant, or even disconnected from your own body after a betrayal, you're not crazy, you're human. This is your body's way of saying, let's make sure this never happens again. Here's the good news. Healing is possible. Breathwork, mindfulness, and somatic practices help your body remember what safety feels like. When you consciously slow your breath and connect with your body, you send a signal to your nervous system. I am safe now. I can soften. I can trust myself again. Let's get honest. I've experienced betrayal in just about every flavor. Romantic, family, and yes, the kind we inflict on ourselves. The moment that stands out most? Discovering not just infidelity in my marriage, but a long pattern of manipulation and emotional abuse. The deepest cut wasn't his betrayal. It was how long I abandoned myself, trying to keep the peace, be enough, and fix what was never mine to fix. That self-betrayal? Oh, it hits different, doesn't it? The kind where you look in the mirror and barely recognize the person staring back at you. But here's the plot twist. My turning point came not in therapy, but on the stage at a business conference. I was unexpectedly called to share my story. My knees were shaking, my voice was trembling, but something in me knew it was time. The old version of me didn't want to go up there. But the part of me that had been quietly screaming for freedom, she showed up. Through a blend of NLP techniques and deep emotional release, I was able to rewrite the story I had been living in. That moment felt like a soul exhale. And right there, I declared I will never dim myself to be loved again. That was the day I started writing a new story for myself. One where I was the main character, not the supporting cast in someone else's drama. And let me tell you, rewriting your story doesn't mean pretending that old chapters didn't happen. It means you get to decide what they mean now. I stopped viewing my past as a curse and started seeing it as curriculum. Every betrayal taught me where I needed boundaries, where I'd silenced myself, and where I had handed my power away like it was on clearance. But no more. Now, I own every line of my story unapologetically. So how did I actually heal? Breathwork became my anchor. NLP was another game changer. It helped me rewire the belief that I was unworthy of love and instead plant new beliefs rooted in self-worth and possibility. That's the thing about our brains. They believe what we tell them often enough. One technique I use regularly is called the swish pattern, where you literally visualize the limiting belief and swish it into a new image of you, powerful, radiant, and deeply worthy. I would close my eyes and see the old me, timid, pleasing, afraid of confrontation, and then replace it with the version of me I was stepping into. Strong spine, soft heart, unapologetic voice. Doing that over and over again rewired not just my beliefs, but my reactions in real life. Journaling, non-negotiable, my lifeline. I'd ask myself questions like, what did I ignore to stay safe? Or how can I show up for myself today? Those questions cracked me open in the best way. They weren't just reflections, they were roadmaps. And let's be real, did I stumble? Hell yeah. There were days I questioned everything. If I'd ever trust again, if I'd ever feel again. On those days, I gave myself permission to be a beautiful, unfiltered mess. Sometimes healing looked like crying in the shower. Sometimes it looked like blasting Beyonce and dancing in my kitchen in my pajamas. And some days, just getting out of bed was an act of self-love. Healing isn't linear, and it doesn't have to be pretty to be powerful. Self-trust didn't come back overnight. It came in tiny, almost invisible ways, like keeping a promise to myself when no one else was watching. Maybe it was choosing a walk over scrolling, or turning off my phone while I ate, or saying no without apologizing. Each of these moments whispered to my nervous system, you can trust me again. My favorite ritual? Every night I'd place my hand over my heart and whisper, I didn't abandon you today. Simple, sacred, transformational. That one sentence rewired everything. Because consistency builds self-trust more than grand gestures ever could. And I've seen this work with my clients too. Take Sarah, not her real name. She had been in a toxic, controlling relationship for 15 years. She came to me full of self-doubt, numbness, and fear of starting over. Through a blend of breathwork, hypnosis, and NLP, we uncovered a root memory from childhood where she first learned to tolerate emotional neglect. Her breakthrough came when she finally gave herself permission to be angry. That fire became her fuel. Within 3 months, she left her job, set firm boundaries with her ex, and launched a creative project she had been sitting on for years. Her story proves when you reclaim your power, you become unstoppable. Okay, let's talk boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors with locks you control. You decide who comes in and who needs to stay outside. Start simple. My favorite scripts, I'm not available for that anymore. Or I need space to honor my needs. Thank you for understanding. And here's your affirmation. My boundaries are not burdens. They are bridges back to myself. Go ahead, say it. My boundaries are not burdens. They are bridges back to myself.
Red flags? Oh, I see them now. Love bombing, inconsistent communication, anyone who makes me question my intuition. I don't ignore whispers anymore because when your body speaks, you better believe it's got receipts. Let's break it down real quick, shall we? If someone only shows up when they need something, invalidate your feelings with "you're too sensitive," or constantly jokes that don't feel funny to you, those are not quirks, they're warnings. You don't need to collect red flags like you're redecorating a circus. You deserve consistency, not confusion. And if they make you feel like you're asking for too much, you're probably asking the wrong person. My advice to past me, and maybe you, if you feel like you're slowly disappearing in a relationship, it's not love, it's survival mode. The wisdom you gain from betrayal isn't just about avoiding pain, it's about building a life where you feel safe, seen, and celebrated. Let's make this real. If at any point during our practice you feel overwhelmed, remember, you are in control. You can pause, open your eyes, or just place a hand on your heart and breathe gently. Safety first, always. All right, if you're in a safe spot where it's safe to close your eyes, not driving, operating heavy machinery, or maybe not watching small children, find a quiet spot, close your eyes, hand to heart. I want you to take 10 slow, conscious breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. With every inhale, imagine drawing in trust and power. And with every exhale, release a piece of that old pain or self-blame. Go ahead, you start your breaths. If emotions rise, let them. If your body wants to move, let it. There's no wrong way to feel. You're safe here. You are in control. Perfect. And if you want to take this practice a step further, stand up, put on a song that moves you, and move with the breath. Let your hips sway, your arms reach, your body speak. Because healing isn't just mental, it's physical. When you move your body with intention, you're telling your trauma, you don't live here anymore. You are clearing space for joy, for truth, for you. When you finish, grab your journal and try this prompt. What will I say to the version of me that was betrayed? Or, what promise can I make to myself today? And if you need a soundtrack for this healing, check out my Reclaiming Me playlist at mind-fusion.com/reclaimme. Dance, cry, stretch, or just soak in the vibe. This is your time. When you're done, hydrate, eat something nourishing, and give yourself a little grace. Integration happens in the quiet after the practice. If you're stuck in bitterness or shame, I want you to know you are not broken. You're burdened, and burdens can be lifted. Bitterness and shame are signals, not your identity. Shame says, I'm bad. But let's get this straight. You were never bad. You were doing the best you could with the tools you had while trying to survive. Bitterness? That's unspoken grief and armor. You don't have to fight forever. I invite you to sit with the pain, not to fix it, but to witness it. Ask, what is this emotion protecting me from? Then breathe with it. Let it teach you. Let it soften. And don't forget to celebrate your growth. Sometimes that looks like a quiet breath in the mirror. Sometimes it's reclaiming a part of yourself you used to hide. Laughing louder, dancing freer, speaking truth. Mark your milestones. Write a letter to your past self. Burn it. Release it. You're not just healing, you're rising. And as Maya Angelou says, and still I rise. Let that be your mantra today. As you breathe, as you move, as you reclaim every piece of your power. If this episode hit home, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a review, tag me on Instagram at MindFusionCoach, or slide into my DMs. I'll read every message. And if you want to experience this work in a community, I've got something for you. Use code PODBREATH to get half off your first virtual group breathwork session at mind-fusion.com/events. Join us Tuesday nights. It's a whole vibe, and you'll be met with grace, truth, and healing. And remember, my group and private sessions are risk-free and flexible. If life throws you a curveball, I'm here to support you. No questions asked. Your healing comes first. Next week, we're getting sassy about self-care. How to nurture yourself like the royalty you are. Until then, keep breathing, keep rising, and remember, your power is yours to reclaim.
This is the Fusion Flow podcast with Erica Carter Folk. For more resources, upcoming events, or to connect, visit mind-fusion.com or follow me on Instagram at mindfusioncoach. Breathe easy and keep shining.